Hey everyone, today I'll be telling you about one of my favorite childhood games, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! Those of you guys think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a little childish, not my fault. I just grew up with it, loved it. Those of you guys like the classic, I'm going to basically explain about the classic a little bit. I'll teach some of you guys how the old ways worked, which are better than the new screwed up ways. See, they should have just stopped with the dueling monsters on motorcycles or whatever. I don't know what it's called. Everything else was fine up till that point. So yeah, I'm going to show you a little bit what my favorite character is and what my favorite cards are. I'll start off with a couple things, alright? My favorite guy is the Dark Magician. He's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card and my favorite, well, creature to be summoned. He used to have a staff, but it's gone.
So now there's nothing to stop him from heading north
Shuffle.
to finish off Washington. Unless we can keep Cornwall.
And I even got a mini him. It's a mini magician. It took forever for me to find the actual Yu-Gi-Oh card Dark Magician. It took forever. And it's awesome. I personally think the Dark Magician is probably the coolest card that has ever made. Because it's one of the cards I fell in love with. Now I'm going to be showing you something that most people usually don't see very often, which is the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Some people have all 3 of them, but some people don't. I'm just showing you guys. That's kind of the newer form of the Dark Magician. I mean the Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is the old-fashioned Blue Eyes, and this is the newer Blue Eyes. Some of the magicians I had, 2 of them are classics. The original Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl, and Dark Magician of Chaos. They changed his name, and it's really kind of cool. I like how they bring back some of the cards. Now I'm going to show you 2 more cards, which are basically Ritual and Fusion. Purple is Fusion, blue is Ritual. This is Blackluster Soldier, and this is Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Now I'm going to basically show you how the game is played in the old way. So those of you guys who are new into that Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal crap, there's something wrong with you guys. Something really wrong with you. Hey everybody. I'm going to be explaining a little bit how this game works. The old-fashioned way, not the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal way. Yes, I know, this magician right here is part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal. But I bought it because I like this character up here in the corner, and someone's called the 2 most classic characters in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. I'll be explaining where the deck zone is, extra deck zone, or fusion zone, or synchro, depending on what you guys like, and where the monsters and spell and trap cards go in graveyard and field zone. Now to start off with the deck, each person has to have at least a deck of 40 cards, at least 40. People can have more cards than that, but having too many will lead you to your ultimate defeat if you try thinking more cards is better. If you guys have too many powerful monsters like the Blue Eyes White Dragon, you guys will have no monsters to use to sacrifice with. If you guys have too little, you won't have much of an advantage. So try to balance out your decks fairly evenly and very well. The fusion deck is just a fusion deck. Which monsters that ever fuse together can fuse right there in this deck. Which will be the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which will be an example in this little scenario. Now, to start off the duel, a person must first start off by shuffling each other's decks. I got a second deck over there, and it's already been shuffled. That's my Dark Magician deck. This is the Blue Eyes White Dragon. To start off, how it goes that each people exchange, you give your opponent this deck for them to shuffle, and then you both do this. You cut your deck at just about in half. See, look, about half. Then you place that on top, and you lay it right there, and you give it back to your teammate, or your opponent, or whatever. Both players do this. I already did that with that deck already. So I'll give you an example. Each player draws 5 cards. Here's an example. Oh, that's 6. My bad. If you accidentally draw 6, put this card at the bottom so that way you're not cheating. Or the last card that you drew, you put that on top. Or I mean at the bottom. So this is what I got for my first hand for this deck. Now, if you go first, you do not draw a card. You do not draw a card whatsoever. Now let me show you the cards that you can't play this turn. It may not look like a lot, but those are the only 2 creatures you can actually play this turn. But no, you only play 1 creature per turn unless it's due to a special effect. Now, right now, I have that card in a field zone, which would be known as the monster zone. Monsters can be set or face down positions. This is a face up attack position. This is face up defense position, and this is a flip. This is a flip form. Some cards have flip effects, so you guys can put your cards like that. But no, don't do that with every single card that you get. Like if you sacrifice this, don't summon like a Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes or Red Eyes Black Dragon for it. Now this creature's ability is, I'll read it off to you, and its name is Kester Seahorse. Let me zoom it out a little bit. It looks a little better from a distance. It says, this card can be treated as a 2 tribute for the tribute summon of a light monster. Now, what that means is, it's an effect card. So let's say I sacrifice him on the next turn. I can automatically bring up Blue Eyes White Dragon. The Blue Eyes White Dragon requires of 2 monsters being sacrificed, not 1. I'll show you an example of a single monster sacrifice. Speak of the devil, it's Jinzo. By sacrificing, let's say... Oh, not that one. Let's say you have Revival Jam on the field. Its only ability it does have a special effect, but I'll explain that later on. How to bring this creature out is by simply sacrificing this monster and bringing out this one. This one only requires 1 monster sacrifice. Anything involving 7 stars and up, involve 2 and sometimes occasionally 3 depending on its effect. The next take will be explaining how the trap card zone and how monster cards can be used together at the same time. Now I'm going to be explaining how the game goes on from here with the trap and spell card zone and monster zone. Right here, there's a special place for field card zones. There's a special symbol up in the corner. I can't show you because this camera sucks at showing it. Up here, right above the fusion deck zone, you can put right there the fusion, field zone. You can put the field zone right there. This is your graveyard. Creatures that have been destroyed in the midst of battle or sacrifice go right there. Monsters that have been removed from play, example, I don't know where to put them, so I just set them off to the side of the deck. As a sign they have been removed. This is your spell and trap. This is your spell and trap card zone. Your opponent will not know what these cards are unless you flip them over or unless they have a continuous effect. This is what I have in my hand right now, which is Paladin of White Dragons. I'm going to show you how to summon him and how to bring out the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
They're exactly the sort we need.
Now let's start off. First of all, you have to have at least 2 monsters that can equal the same number of stars as it is the ritual card. This card has 4 stars, but it requires 2, I think. Let me see. Summon was offer monster. Yeah, you have to at least sacrifice at least 2 or more monsters to get the stars. So by using this spell card, which is White Dragon Ritual, by using this card and this one, you can bring out Paladin of White Dragons. Another ability is, I don't know why this is out here, but I'll leave it out there for anyway. Your opponent will not know what this card is. This was not supposed to be on the field, but I put it on there anyway, which is the Fluid Summoning Dragons. I don't have the other card for this yet on the field, but it's best to keep it down. Your opponent will not know if that's a trap or a spell card. Traps are very handy when it comes to tight spots. Spell cards are very good for healing and gaining extra points or something like that. Now, by sacrificing this creature right here, you can bring out Blue Eyes. You can bring out a Blue Eyes. Oh, ironic! I did it right perfectly. You can bring out the 3rd Blue Eyes White Dragon. Those of you thinking like, oh my gosh, he's got 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Oh, what are we gonna do? Right now, you got 9,000 attack points right here in a row. Then you got the spell card, Polymerization. By activating your Polymerization, by, not sacrificing, but these fuse into the creature. By fusing those 3 monsters together, you get Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Now those of you guys that have depolymerization, you can defuse them all at once, and then get your 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons back at once. It's really handy if your opponent's if you're getting attacked. So that's basically how that goes. This also boosts your creature's attack and defense points, but can also increase your opponent's too. You can also decrease your opponent's as long as also as yours.
We're better men than that.
And this is how the game pretty much goes through here on out. The duel just keeps going back and forth until each player loses all their life points. A tournament match goes up to 80,000. A normal street match, I'm going to guess, is probably around 4,000. That's how some people want to play it. I just prefer going to 8,000. So that basically explains my passion for the game and how much it means to me. So, you guys have, well, I'll tune in for our next YouTube video. See you. Oh, I forgot to explain the 15 side deck. The 15 side deck contains of 15 cards. And in the tournament modes, in tournaments, you can take out certain, well, not during the tournament, but while you're on, like, you're not doing the tournament at the moment, or dueling at the moment, you can exchange a certain amount of cards from you can exchange 15 cards from your original deck with the 15 cards right here. But no, you have to have the same, the 15 card deck must always have 15 cards. No more and no less. That's a regulation in the tournament. Hope this helps you out, guys. The old ways are always the best ways. The new ways is really crappy and shitty, to my point of view. Enjoy dueling, guys.